This is episode 4 of the B.A.M Sports Media Podcast. We got another good one for y'all today. Today we're talking about the NBA playoffs, baby. I am your co-host, Brandon Lockhart. Here is my partner, my brother, the sports guru himself. He played his high school ball at Opelika High, then went on to play at the University of South Alabama. Go Jags, baby. Throw them J's up. Let me introduce to y'all my brother, Malcolm Buggs.
Back live, full effect. B.A.M game, baby. This shit is here to stay.
Yes, sir.
So glad to be here with you today. And we getting ready to break it down once again.
Hey,
once
man.
again.
Hey, y'all. So you know how we play now. We don't sugarcoat around. We just get straight into it, man. So the hottest topics we got for y'all today. Some of the biggest storyline of the playoffs. We're going to hit some of the injuries, some of the biggest injuries that kind of derail some teams from moving on to the next rounds. And obviously, we're going to talk about out of the last 4 teams that's left, we're going to hit on which team we think is going to win the title. We're going to give y'all a brief finals preview and kind of finish up a little bit of kind of giving y'all an outlook on who we think will complete these conference final victories. So, AMB. What you kind of want to hit on with the deep dive, man, in the deep dive section today? What you kind of want to talk about first, man?
Well, honestly, I like to give a thorough recap. I've been following the NBA playoffs closely all the way from round 1. I do think this has been a parity-filled playoffs. I will say that. And those will disagree with me because the Thunder swept 2 series. I still believe that there's parity in the playoffs. Think about it. The Cavs just went to Game 7 in both of their previous series before this series that they're in now.
Yeah.
The Pistons, they were in a Game 7 before they went through the series that they just went through and lost to the Cavs at the end. Mm-hmm. And I think that's just a testimony to all of the competition that the NBA has to offer. I do think that it has been a very, I would say, competitive field playoffs. I like the way that everybody's coming out and playing. Round 1 exits that were impactful. That I would start with, or round 2. I'll go round 2 exit that was impactful. The Pistons, they were the number 1 seed in the East, and they ended up losing to the Cavs last round. I think that was surprising. I think some people would have liked to have seen Cade Cunningham be playing right now in this moment. But you got to think about the game has a whole camaraderie of people. Mm-hmm. And when you think about it's not just one, and we love, especially in NBA, we love to talk about the one guy on the team, the guy on the team. Because when you talk about the Lakers, the first person you're going to say is LeBron.
Always.
Yes. Some people are saying you're crazy. You're supposed to say Luka. No. The first person you're going to say is LeBron. When you talk about the Cavs, first person you're going to say Donovan Mitchell. Always. The Knicks, Jalen Brunson. Mm-hmm. The Bucks, Giannis. I mean, and it goes on and on. But a lot of people fail to remember that it's 4 other guys on the court, and it's going to be 7 to 8 other guys on that bench.
Yeah.
What can you bring to the table in order to help them win? And I think Jalen Duren didn't have the best series last series, and that's probably a testament to why they're out right now. Another last year, I'm a Laker fan, BJ Laker fan. We grew up idolizing Kobe. LeBron came out the other day and said, man, OKC out-talented us.
He did. And
I think that has sent, of course, magnificent shockwaves throughout the social media world. I do, to a certain extent, agree. But at the same time, you weren't playing with a full arsenal. So I can also, to a certain extent, disagree with that because Stephen A. said something the other day talking about this same topic. Dude, DeAndre Ayton's on your team. You can't sit there and say you got to have talented. No, a little bit of it you got to outwork. Another key point. LeBron's 41. Why was he the only one full speed ready to go in the playoffs? Didn't matter. I mean, he took a lot of beating, and I would say wear and tear trying to get through that first series with the Rockets.
True.
Because he's 41 years old.
I agree.
Now, the reason I'm saying that is because I agree with some of the people who are analysts and people who do cover the game.
Mm-hmm.
I do think a lot of people need to dive into how LeBron James is so effective, how he is so injury free, how he is so able to continue to go. Study his longevity. Mm-hmm. What does he eat? How does he sleep? How many workouts does he do? These are things that people should be studying that's around him, because you're 41. We need the 27-year-old superstar right now, but he doesn't have them. We need the 25, 26-year-old
rising
star right now, but he wasn't available until the second round. And
70 to 80%.
Yeah, he was probably 70 to 80%, and that it's not gonna do anything against the Thunder. So talking about that last round exit, I do think another thing I want to add to the deep dive. I don't think Jamal Moses should have been fired. He was the head coach of the Magic. They let him go right after they lost to the Pistons. And I think they went 7 games.
They did.
So
they did. And they actually had the lead in that series.
Correct. And honestly, I believe that's why he got fired. And he got fired because they was up 24 one game
and lost.
And they lost. Mm-hmm. So I do see those as being, triggering points, but I don't think that it outweighed the good that he did for the program, because a lot of people don't understand. He did that without Paolo. Like, Paolo ain't played the whole year. We know that. He played half of the year and then was ready to go toward the end right here in the playoffs, but Banchero didn't play the whole season. Yeah, so you really can't assess this man without having his best player.
True.
In my point of view.
I agree.
But everybody's going to talk about the 3 teams that are popping right now. And 3, that's a slight shot at the Cavs. Hopefully they win tonight. Or, my bad, hopefully they win game 3 tonight. Because it's not going to be the same times when we drop this episode. But I think the Spurs and OKC is a magnificent series, because I think whoever wins this series is going to win the finals.
True.
Regardless of if Cavs or Knicks, I think the Knicks are dangerous to a certain extent, but at the same time, that extent is OKC or the Spurs. It's just a total bad matchup all the way around, if you ask me. Mm-hmm. Because whoever comes out of that Western Conference Final Series, they're going to have more size.
Yep.
They're going to have a deeper roster when it comes to depth. Both of the teams, and they're going to say this. Stephen A. said this the other day. The Knicks are playing 9-10 deep. You play those 9-10 against those 9-10 that I'm talking about that going to come out of San Antonio or Oklahoma City. And it's levels to it.
Yeah,
here's their level, here's your level.
Yeah.
I just think it from that standpoint. Now, some key injuries that have affected the playoffs, I already talked about. One, we talked about Luka. I do think the Lakers would have had a chance to make that a more competitive series.
For sure.
I am not coming out saying they would have won it, but they definitely could have made it a more competitive series for sure.
Agreed.
I'm talking about maybe 6 or 7 games, possibly.
Yeah.
Because Luka's offensive impact is second to none of anybody in the league. And I say it's second to none. If you go look at the MVP, back-to-back MVP, he was only beat by one person in the league scoring this year, and it was Luka. Mm-hmm. So, Luka Doncic's impact, I feel like, definitely would have made that a better series. AR has been hurt for some of the series, and I think that or some parts of the playoffs, and I think that hindered us as well, the Lakers.
Yeah.
Other injuries that stand out currently, Jalen Williams for the Oklahoma City Thunder. He's hurt again right now. Currently, he didn't play in Game 3 this past Thursday night or Friday night, and it didn't even matter. That's how deep their team is. That's how deep their roster is. But Injuries, especially at this point in the season, is something that's hard to negate. I mean, the Rockets were hampered with it with Kevin Durant, and I like to say, yes, they were hampered from the jump because they didn't have Fred VanVleet. If they would have had Fred VanVleet, I really think they probably would have. Yeah, they probably would have beat the Lakers in that series, especially without Luka Doncic.
For sure.
But all that to say, people need to make sure that they start to take care of themselves. People need to start making sure that they really dive into nutrition, really dive into injury prevention tactics, such as LeBron James, because if he is 41 years old and he made it to the second round, and he had some minor injuries throughout the year that he was able to manage.
Yeah, he had a couple.
I don't see how a 27-year-old can't do it. It makes me start to think, is this man? One of my best friends always says this about LeBron.
I said he wasn't real, bro.
A robot.
Supernatural.
Like the first, you know how AI is going crazy right now. All these data centers, Elon Musk doing this, that. LeBron James is the first robot.
Lab. Keyword lab created.
Robot.
Hey, cause Goat James still doing that thing.
He's still doing it. I'm talking about jogging up, running up and down the court full speed, still able to elevate and rise on the rim, dunk.
Everything.
I mean, it's just, it's like second to none. What we are witnessing right now.
You won't see it again. We won't see it again.
We won't.
No, we won't.
And I don't think we'll ever be able to compare anybody else when it comes to longevity.
Yeah.
Now, yes, people do 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
People do every different thing when it comes to comparison of different nuances of the game.
For sure.
But longevity, being able to do it at a high level for a certain amount of time, ain't nobody done it like LeBron.
So who your top superstars, that's been performing under pressure so far?
I give Jay Brunson. I give Jalen Brunson my top guy right now. Jalen Brunson and Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah.
The reason I give it to Jalen Brunson is ever since they went down 2-1 to the Atlanta Hawks, he's been on a totally different level from a offensive standpoint, a leadership standpoint, and he actually tightened up more on the defensive end because in that series, they came out in a press conference and C.J. McCollum clarified it when he was asked that question on the stand. Are y'all attacking Jalen Brown? And there's been a lot of boldness in this playoffs as well because Mike Brown even came out the other night and said that they were attacking James Harden.
Oh, bro.
So
wow.
It's been a lot of call outs this playoff series, and I like it. I like it because it contributes to what I said when it comes to parity and the competitive nature that exists when it comes to the playoffs. But yes, Jalen Brunson has been on a tear since that Atlanta Hawks series. And I think that is going to propel them to possibly making it to the finals. But I'm not so sure that they'll be able to finish the job once they get there.
Yeah. For me, man, I'm going to piggyback and say JB too, Jalen Brunson too. Wemby, of course. I'm going to give Shea his flowers as well. Just ultra consistent.
Yeah. Ultimately consistent.
Me personally, I like parts and pieces of his game.
Yeah.
I still think he a major flopper, but that's just me speaking. I do think his scoring though is impeccable though. He can score at all levels of the game, whether it's inside the perimeter, outside the perimeter, inside the paint. He can score at all levels of the game. But I hate to see I seen a stat today that said the boy fall on the ground.
Man, I'm gonna chop it up for you real quick.
11% of the time.
Listen, check this out. I had a frat brother of mine. He a OG to me. I ain't gonna call his name, but if you know him, you know him. Dog got on. He one of my frat brother. Dog got on Facebook and said that Shea.
Oh, I seen that.
Oh yeah, you already know. And I'm ready to call him. I gotta call him after this.
I want to put
Dog
him
got on there and said that Shea is better than Kobe, and I was like, That's where we gonna take it a little bit too far.
Yeah,
we gonna take it a
he
little
untrue.
too far. Cause this my thing.
He untrue.
I love Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. I think he's a phenomenal player. I think he is great for the game. I think he is unique in the way that he attacks the game. But I also feel like he is catered to. He's a catered to superstar now in the league. And what I mean by catered to, y'all go watch him when he played the rest of these West Conference Final Series and tell me if he ain't looking at the ref. Like, once he go to shoot, or is he flailing and then looking at the... Like, once he hit the ground, is he looking at him before he lay his head back for somebody to reach to grab him up? Yes, he is really ultimately working the referees more than his predecessor, which is James Harden. James Harden did the same thing in a different way, totally different way, but...
What the league do, though? What the league do?
They catered to him.
But when James Harden got out of hand,
oh yeah,
what they did, they got rid of the rule. They created a rule.
They created a rule.
They said no more of that.
Yeah.
And you see what done happened to his game since then.
They actually started to fine flopping
yes.
and fine flailing because of James Harden.
Yes, no more jumping into the the defender and getting called.
And they extended the offensive foul call because of James Harden
with the kick out.
Yes, he would always kick his leg out in order to initiate certain certain contact within the shooting motion. Facts. Like I said, Shea has done a lot of what he's seen predecessors do, but I heard Jay Williams get on First Take the other day and talk about this. He played in the league, played at Duke. He said, "Man, I can't root for that. Like I can't just watch Shea and root for it and just be truly authentic and going for him or trying to cheer him on to victory." So it's like it's definitely a perspective thing. But I will say I like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, but he ain't the mentality wise, he ain't no Kobe, man. He ain't no Kobe. Man. He ain't no. I'm sorry. And then they talking about how much help Kobe had. Bro, look at Shea roster.
Bro,
are y'all how much help Kobe had?
Cool.
Bro, do you see Shea roster?
Cool.
Go look at Kobe last roster where he won the championship.
Go look at the MVP roster.
Yeah.
He won MVP with a roster that ain't even a roster.
Yeah, go look at that roster in 2006, 2007. That when he won MVP?
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to get with you on that one, dog. I'm gonna have to get with you on that one. I can't go for that one.
Now this one right here coming from your lane because it's a coach's question. Which coach in the NBA playoffs has made the biggest difference in coaching adjustments?
The biggest difference in coaching adjustments. That's a great question. I will say this. I think Mitch Johnson has been coaching his tail off. Now, obviously, he does have the alien on the court. He's 6'7". 7'6", my bad. He's 7'6". So he has the biggest player known to man in the NBA on the court. So we won't keep that in mind. But I want to say Mitch Johnson.
Okay.
I'm going to go Mitch Johnson from the West right now, and I'm going to go Mike Brown. Biggest
coaching adjustment that you noticed from both of them guys.
All right. From Mike Brown made them, and you can go back and look at the first round of the playoffs. But once they started to pick on Jalen Brunson, Mike Brown didn't take Jalen Brunson off the court. Mike Brown took a different perspective in how to run the offense. So JB may be starting certain sets or finishing certain sets, but he's never doing both, if you know what I mean.
I got you.
Mike Brown started to operate more through Karl Anthony Towns in my perspective. Okay. He started to high elbow left side, high elbow right side, low post, low block left, low block right, mid post. Yeah. He would start his sets from 3 to 6 different places with Karl Anthony Towns, and that has made it more, I would say, efficient for Jalen Brunson because now he's getting the ball in a mode that I need to make a move, or I need to make a pass, shot, or efficient move, effective move to the basket within 2 to 3 dribbles, and I'm not having to think about it.
Gotcha.
He's not actually coming down, setting the whole team up, getting them into the set, running through the different picks or motions that a set causes, and he's more of the second option or the second touch when it comes to sets. Okay. And I think that's been very, very beneficial for Mike Brown because now Jalen Brunson can either start or finish sets, still get his touches, still be impactful on the offensive end, but now I think it gives him more legs on the defensive end.
Gotcha.
And now he's able to really slide them puppies. That's what we call them. You got to be able to slide your feet and stay in front of somebody in order to really be effective from them, scoring the basketball.
That's real.
Now, Miss Johnson, and he better do it. He better do it going into game 4, or they gonna get beat again.
It's over with
going back to Oklahoma City. But Miss Johnson has been an effective communicator in letting those guys know what their role is and watching them execute it.
Gotcha.
The only time the Spurs don't look good is when they do one-on-one ball, or when Wemby is taking all outside shots. That's when they don't look good. They don't look formidable at all. Because why are you 7'6"? And the last 3 times you touched the basketball, you shot a 3, you shot a mid-range jumper, and you shot a pull-up jumper from the elbow. But you're 7'6". We need low post touches as much as possible so that they know that if I get the ball down here, I'm going to be effective.
Yeah.
So Miss Johnson been an effective communicator and letting those guys know when it's time to go inside. And I think that ultimately prepared them against the Minnesota Timberwolves because Wemby plays a lot better when he does an all-around game. When he tries to be a perimeter guy, it doesn't look good. It's not sustainable for their team because now the big man is shooting the 3 and nobody's rebounding. If you look at if you watch game 3, the Spurs went up 15-0 to start the game.
Quick.
And Wemby had 2 touches and they were both in the paint. Everybody else hit, like Vassell hit 2 outside threes or something like that, but Wemby touches were right there at the basket. So that's very impactful for people to understand that being an effective communicator, letting people know when it's time to go inside, especially in this day and age where people want to be on the perimeter. Like kids, man. Kids, man, they want to shoot the 3. They want to shoot the 3. They want to step back. They want to mix you up.
They want to be Steph.
Everybody likes Steph.
Yeah.
And he's more relatable when you talk about size. He is 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah.
So he is relatable, but you don't have that talent package. You hear it from me first. I have to tell kids this all the time when I was coaching basketball. Like, you got to do what you do effectively. You can't, unless you've been working at it, unless you put in the time in the gym or on the field, doing what you need to do when it comes to the work that you want to be able to portray in game. Don't think about doing anything that you've seen somebody else do because they've put in the work to do that.
Facts. So it's rapid fire question time. Which player has been an X factor in this postseason?
X factor, major X factor this postseason. I'll go for real, bro. I have to go. And I'm gonna go one in the East and one on the West. I'm gonna go one in the East. I'm gonna go Cat, man, because ever since Cat has opened it up to understanding that he can affect the game by assisting the basketball and putting people in motion as well, Cat has taken off because he's already naturally a rebounder. I mean, he's 7 foot. He already naturally a scorer of the basketball when he gets it in the right place. Yeah, he just has touch. He's always had that finesse factor to him when it comes to putting the ball in the bucket.
He's been that way.
Correct. But for him to understand his role in initiating offense and being a facilitator, I think Cat has been the biggest X factor for the New York Knicks. And then in the West, I'm going to go with a guy that most people probably ain't talking about, but I'm gonna go with D Fox with the Spurs. I think them having De'Aaron Fox is big and pivotal, simply because he helps bring continuity and camaraderie, but also leadership in situations that some of these younger guys have not been in. Now, yes, they had him back last night and they lost, but I do want to say that those are skewed. Just a L or a W that can be skewed because De'Aaron Fox actually had a productive night last night.
Gotcha.
So, but the 2 nights he wasn't there, Steph Castle was on the ball being the point guard, and he averaged 10 turnovers. So you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win in that fashion. So I would much rather have a guy that's a proven leader, proven to understand the playoffs and magnitude of the moment, and let him run the show.
And then his I think Castle plus minus might have been like minus 20 the last game.
Yeah,
freaking horrible. But the real storyline gonna be if they lose this series is when women go off the court.
Yes.
When women go off the court, that team just dies.
Yes.
They die.
Yes.
Like it's no positive. Nobody has a positive plus minus.
And that's why I really couldn't put him as like X Factor. I had to choose him and JB as like the main 2 stars, and you talk about this playoff run because Wemby on the court and Wemby off the court is something that needs to be studied because he really deters people from even wanting to drive to the basket.
Oh yeah,
like when he's out there,
But you got the great
and then
sitting right there.
So you see a lot of guys rise up and then
got a dish.
Man, let me get this up out of here. I would much rather make this a positive possession than it just being a block and now it's a turnover.
Facts. All right, who's overperforming? Who underperformed as far as teams this playoff so far?
Overperform. I don't think the Spurs expecting themselves to be in this position. I really. They're playing with house money because they actually wanted to get 1 or 2 more guys on that roster before they.
Even with them finishing 2 games behind OKC?
Even with them finishing 2 games behind, they're playing with house money. They did not expect to be on the next stepping stone of going to the finals. Not at the beginning of the year. Yeah. Not at the beginning of the year. Now, they went through the season, started, everything looked good. Then, we could. Yeah. But I'm saying when you first come into a year in October, because that's when they start the season, they weren't saying that they were going to be on the footstep of the finals. Yeah. Because honestly, Wemby still had to prove that he could take a man's game because he getting it right now in the West Conference Final. Because every time he's out there, he's getting hit. He's getting pulled. He's getting elbowed. You going to get some, bro, because I'm not 7'6" either.
They doing everything.
They doing everything under the sun.
Everything. Buddy frustrated. His teammate frustrated. They were bickering at the press conference last night talking about, hey, bro, they ain't calling no foul.
And look, and that's why he knocked Nas Reed out.
Fact, quick. Like, bro, I'm tired of y'all, bro.
But at the end of the day, man, you gonna have to.
I gotta do something.
Yeah, he gonna have to.
Bro,
do
you
something.
7'4", 7'6", bro. I gotta do something.
They gonna really hate him when he add 20 more pounds.
Oh, it's over with.
They gonna really hate him.
I think you gonna really see some Shaquille O'Neal style.
They gonna really hate that guy when he add 20 more pounds.
Yeah, he really got the possibility of being
the best player
ever.
Yeah.
Stay healthy.
Yeah.
Longevity.
He could be the best player.
If he can have that longevity like Bron,
he could be the best player.
He might be in a single category at the end of his career.
He already has the disciplined mindset. Like, if you listen to some of the stuff he's done, that boy didn't
blow your mind, man.
Yeah, man. He has the disciplined mindset.
He's different.
He could make it happen.
Finals preview. What's your finals prediction?
I think I do think the Knicks are gonna beat the Cavs in 7 games, 6 games, whatever Donovan Mitchell can flurry up, because I don't think he has the best tool set around him. And I'm not calling out the players.
Yeah.
I'm not even calling out the coaches, even though I disagree with some of the things that has went down the past 2 games in this series. Mm-hmm. But I think the Knicks will come out, and I think it's gonna be. I do think OKC still gonna beat the Spurs, man. Honestly, and the reason why I think the politics may play a part in this. Mm-hmm. I also feel like the whistle blows a lot faster and smoother for OKC when they have the ball, and when they don't have the ball, the whistle blows a lot slower if they are the ones committing a foul.
Gotcha.
And that's just my take on watching from a fan perspective. Because
Yeah.
Lord knows, as a Laker fan, I was like, dang, that wasn't no foul.
Man, don't even get me
I said
started.
that the whole series because LeBron. It was one point in the series, y'all. LeBron ain't go to the line, but like 2 times in the first 2 games, and I was like, this is unbelievable how they are calling this. But politics play a big part in the NBA as well, and I think we're seeing it live.
Who gonna win that final?
I think the Thunder, like I said, firm believer in whoever wins OKC Spurs series will win the finals, regardless of who comes out the East.
Yeah.
I think the Knicks will make it to the finals. I don't think they'll beat the Thunder in 7 games.
Okay.
I actually think that's a 5 or 6 game series to the Thunder.
Yeah, I think if I'm looking at the two, I see probably about let's say about 5 or 6. I say 6 max.
Yeah. I think the Knicks can take the Spurs to 7.
Possibly beat them.
And possibly beat them because of the youth
Yeah.
that exists that they still portray at times. Like, for example, they were up 15 in game 3. And they lost that game by 15.
Yeah.
That's an amazing stat to me because it's not how you started, it's about how you finished, but good God Almighty, what were you doing in between?
One takeaway before we close this one out that I think too, if those two teams do meet in the finals, I think the Knicks defense, like the personnel they got on the defensive side of the ball, they got a chance to possibly match up pretty decent with the Thunder just because of you got OG. I think you can probably match OG with one of the guys.
He got to be healthy.
Yeah, he got to be healthy. But I think him and Jalen Williams both being not healthy kind of cancel each other out in a sense. Because they both kind of play the same role of an impact player for that team.
The only reason I don't think that matters because you see what they just did without Jalen Williams last night. What they gonna continue to do without Jalen Williams.
But I do think the Knicks got a better defensive team than the Spurs though, outside of Wemby.
Outside of Wemby.
Wemby himself makes the Spurs defense 10 times better.
Correct.
Just because ain't nothing getting in the paint.
Correct.
Outside of that, the Spurs average on defense, if you ask me. Stephon Castle was supposed to make All NBA, but he didn't make an All NBA team defensively.
I will say when they ain't hampered. Right now, D Fox and Harper cannot really move effectively, and they were playing better defense before both of them got hurt.
I think Mikal Bridges is a better defender than both of them guys. But him and Josh Hart. Josh Hart.
He is, but I was just saying the Spurs they were playing great defense for a period, and it was because of those 3 guards that they have with Castle leading leading the force.
That makes sense.
Playing, being a 2-way player, because in the league right now you need 2-way players.
Yeah.
If you got 5 2-way players versus 3, we already know who's gonna win. You see what I mean? Because honestly, that's the blueprint that the Thunder live off of. Yeah, everybody on their team can slide their puppies.
You right.
And they willingly want to slide their puppies. Yeah. They also willingly foul, but they don't always call it. Yeah, so with that being said, we gotta always keep that thing in mind. But I feel where you're coming from because the Knicks just have to play Mitchell Robinson more, and now you match up with both bigs. They've been uneasy about doing that this series because it all depends on when the Cavs play Jared Allen and Mobley together.
Yeah.
But Mitchell Robinson is somebody that can be a force and be a rebounder for you and be somebody that can protect the rim.
He'll definitely be one of the X factors.
No, he'll have to play. He will play that whole series against the Spurs
for sure.
Because the Spurs started going too big. So
you got anything else you wanna add to this?
Oh no, man. I think the NBA is in a great place. I do hope and pray that LeBron James comes back to the Lakers.
He ain't got nowhere else to go.
I think drop your comments on where do you all think LeBron James will end up next season. He is an unrestricted free agent. I think that is big.
Yeah.
I think that is huge for the league because of how much he has meant to the NBA.
True.
I would love to see him back in LA. I also wouldn't mind seeing him retire in Cleveland. But my heart is torn because it's LeBron. He can really do what he wants. He can call up the folks in Golden State and say, look, I want to play with Steph. I've been saying I want to play with Steph.
Make a spot for me.
So it's a real uneasy feeling for me because LeBron really started this free agency, like, move around when I want to move around. Like, back in 2009, so everybody remember, was it 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was 2009. So everybody understand that, you know, this guy is a big domino. So drop your comments of where you think LeBron James will play next season.
Fact. Make sure y'all go do that. And man, that's a wrap, y'all. That's a wrap for this NBA playoffs episode. We thank you guys for tuning in to another wonderful episode of the B.A.M Sports Media Podcast. Please make sure you go like, click, and subscribe on the video and to our YouTube channel when you get a chance. We appreciate you guys, and we'll see you guys next time.
BAM gang.